Hello, grade 5. How are you? Today we're gonna start a new lesson. This one is chapter 6, lesson 1, the Middle Colonies. You know, guys, that we finish all the information about New England, okay? So I'm gonna give you just a hint to make you remind of or to make you remember all the information about what England had done in America. You know, guys, that when England came to America, okay, they took all the east part of America and they divided this east into three regions: New England, the Middle Colonies, and the Southern Colonies. New England, we talk many information about New England that the soil is not good for farming. That's why they work in shipbuilding and fishing, boating. All of these fields, they depend only on the Atlantic Ocean as a resource to earn living, right? But today we're gonna speak about the Middle Colonies. Let's see. First, this is the map of the Middle Colonies. This is east of America. So we're gonna zoom in this part. Are the Middle Colonies. Here are the Middle Colonies. They also located along the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, and are the states of the Middle Colonies: Vermont, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. Okay, so these are the states of the Middle Colonies, guys. Okay, let's start now how these colonies or how these states were established. First, we're gonna speak about New York and New Jersey, and because they were established in the same time. Okay, you know, guys, that the English settlement of Middle Colonies began when King of England gave a colony to his brother James. Now, the King of England, it's like a story, so concentrate. It's like a story exactly. King of England took the colony of New York and New Jersey and gave it to his brother James. Okay, now James, when he took these two colonies, he became the proprietor of the colonies. What the meaning of proprietor? Proprietor means the person who owned and controlled a colony. Okay, proprietor means the person who owned, look, and controlled the colony. Okay, so James now, King James, what did he do? He take this colony from his brother, King of England, and divided into two parts. He took the colony and divided into two parts. The first part he called it New York. Okay, the first part of the colony called it New York. And the second part he gave it to his friends, two of his friends, John Berkeley and George Carter. Okay, his friends John and George took the second part, okay, and they named this second part half of it East Jersey and West Jersey, and finally they joined the two parts together to become, I'm sorry, New Jersey. So now the colony that James took, he divided into two parts, one part called New York and the second part called New Jersey. Okay. Now, what did those proprietors do? You know that we have now three proprietors for New York and New Jersey: King James and two of his friends, John Berkeley and George Carter. Okay, you know that the three proprietors wanted to make money from the colony, so they divided New Jersey and New York into plots of lands, okay, and they start to sell each part of land to some colonists to start farming. You know, guys, that those proprietors, they didn't live in America when they took the colony of New York and New Jersey. No, they didn't live in America. They lived in their country, England. Okay, so they need some people to govern and control these colonies. That's why they begged some governors to rule the colonies. Okay, so now the proprietors means what? Means the owners of the colonies. They lived where? They lived in England. So who will govern the colony? they picked or they chose some governors to rule the colonies. Look, governors to rule the colonies. Okay. And again, each governor for each colony need group of people to help him in making any decision. They need to take a decision. They need to make a law. Okay, so they need helpers. That's why they established something called assembly. They established something called assembly. Assembly, it's something like a council in England. Okay, this assembly had members. The members of the assembly are called representatives. The members of the assembly are called representative. Okay? Who choose the representative? The colonists, the people who live in New York and in New Jersey. So the colonists select some representatives for the assembly. And you know that representative, guys, means that the person who is chosen to speak and act for others. I told you now, you are grade 5. Instead of all of you speaking in the same time, I want you to select only one representative instead of all of you. Okay, so you choose, for example, Amgad, and you say Amgad is our representative. He will speak and act instead of all grade 5, right? Okay, so the colonists who lived in New Jersey and in New York, they choose some representatives to be members in the assembly, and those representatives help the governors in making any decision. But what happened, guys? You know that in New Jersey and in New York, okay, those representatives has less power. Their opinion weren't their opinions weren't very important for the governors. So the representatives help the governors, okay, in making laws, but they didn't have too much power. This is the story how New York and how New Jersey were established. Now let's move to Pennsylvania and Delaware. Listen, guys, the colony of Pennsylvania was the idea of William Penn. Who William Penn? William Penn in England. William Penn was a member in a religious group called the Quakers. There is a religious group. Okay, this religious group called Quakers, and William Penn was a member in Quakers. You know that all Quakers members, they wanted the Christians to practice their religion freely. And finally, King Charles II of England gave the colony of Pennsylvania to William Penn. Okay? And William Penn wishes and dreams finally became a fact to take the colony of Pennsylvania and move all the Christians who wanted to practice their religion freely. So Penn's wish became a fact when King Charles II gave him the land of Pennsylvania, and then he made a part of Pennsylvania to be Delaware. Okay. What about William Penn? You know that William Penn, guys, he allowed all the colonists to express their opinions freely and practice their religion also freely. Number two, he let the colonists to select or elect their representatives in the assembly. And here in Pennsylvania and Delaware, guys, the assembly representatives had too much power, had more power than the representatives in New York and in New Jersey. Okay? He treated also the American Indians who were living in Pennsylvania. You know that before the English people arrived America, who lived in America? The American Indians. So the American Indians who lived in Pennsylvania before the English come, he treated them with mercy and with respect. Okay, and he made fair treats here like deals. Okay, like a deal with the American Indians when he bought Delaware from them. So what the meaning of treaty? Treaty means an official agreement. It's like a deal, but official deal, okay, between nations. And both American Indians and the English colonists lived together peacefully. Okay, now let's move to Philadelphia. Philadelphia, guys, William Penn made Philadelphia center for trading. okay? Because Philadelphia located along, okay, or across two rivers. And here is in Philadelphia, Benjamin Franklin. Franklin, it's a famous citizen who lived in Philadelphia. What did he do? Why this guy is very important and is very famous? Because number one, he brought his own printing press, okay, from Boston to Philadelphia, and he made many developments in Middle Colonies. What did he made? Number one, guys, he was a talented writer and he wrote a lot of stories. You can search about it. He was also a famous and talented scientist and inventor in the same times. Look, he wrote many books, stories, and jokes. Number two, he helped in establish Philadelphia first public library and fire company and also hospital. He flew a kite in a lightning storm. He invented a wood stove and clock. So all of these are the developments that Benjamin Franklin did in Philadelphia. This is our lesson today, guys, about the Middle Colonies and how the most famous states in America were established in that time. It's very easy. Listen to the video again, and if you want anything, contact me anytime. Thank you and goodbye.